Quality management is the next syllabus point. It is linked in with production management because quality management means that you are assessing your processes to ensure that the right product or the product meets specifications before it gets to the customer. So the features of quality management in the syllabus: quality control, quality assurance, and quality improvement. So overall, the aim of quality management really is to make sure that the products produced consistently meet customer demand through being of high level and what is expected. If done well, quality management can ensure really a very efficient production process and also happy customers because the product meets their specifications, which leads to an improved business public image. The most traditional, I suppose, method of quality control, still very relevant today, the most of quality management is quality control, which involves checking and reviewing the work done, the product produced, to determine if it meets specifications, both of the business and potentially of government control. So we might see quality control as an important aspect of lots of forms of production because the product needs to actually be safe and the product actually needs to absolutely meet specifications. Otherwise, the business would be liable for a faulty or misleading product that is produced. Therefore, quality control is very important still because it helps to identify errors in production and that faulty products do not leave the business and get to a customer in a state which is not acceptable. It relies on testing against standards. It is a continuous process all through the production of a good or service, continually evaluating the product before it leaves to make sure that there are no errors or faults. Whereas quality assurance really is a process which ensures that the good or service is produced right the first time. So it's a system which guarantees that the production meets the objectives of the business. So right the first time, basically. And rather than seeking faults or defects, it actually seeks to prevent issues before they happen through systematic analysis of an ongoing analysis of production to look for errors. The benefit of quality assurance is that really it is the employees who can drive improvements in quality because they can find new ideas, they can get right into the production and look for efficiencies, and because they're the people at the coalface who can absolutely find where there are errors and where there are faults and seek improvements in those, and that absolutely improves staff morale and gives an opportunity really for leadership to celebrate success. So again, quality assurance really is a systematic process which seeks to make sure that standards are met and products are right the first time. I guess it is similar in a way to quality improvement. So quality improvement is again another systematic approach, but improvement means that you are continually seeking to improve the quality of your processes in measurable quantities, which can lead to better efficiencies, effectiveness, and cost savings for the business. It is continuous. You are always seeking to do this. And it could be in all areas of the business, perhaps not just production, but it could just be communication as an example. But you are continually analyzing and looking over and trying to find ways to do things better because it is going to lead to efficiencies, cost reductions, and improve profitability. And again, if it's used by all people or all workers within the organization, it's going to improve staff morale. So it is suggested, or I would suggest, that you probably need to have an understanding of one or two quality improvement theories like Kaizen, which Toyota is the originator of Kaizen, or total quality management. There's also quality circles, benchmarking, Sigma 6. There's a range, and you probably want to have an understanding of a couple just in case, even though the examiner will not ask you to define or describe Kaizen. That's not in the syllabus, but if you included a description of a theory of quality improvement, I think that is very favourable. This was a tricky one because it was quite vague in the 2024 paper. It just said, discuss how CHF can control the quality of its operations. This was part of question 9, which was a case study on a furniture company. So yeah, it did put a few students off because it doesn't actually say one of the 3 dot points which needed to be referred to. It was just a very general question. The word discuss also potentially may have thrown some students off. So there's the case study about Craft Haven Furniture, which is a furniture company in Albany who is looking to move into the Indonesian market. So if you're watching this with a copy of the paper or having a look at the screen, potentially pause the video now and maybe jot down or highlight some things in the case study which would help you form an answer about quality of this business's operations. So pause the video now. Okay, so if we're looking through, the key things really there are in the first paragraph, that the business prides itself on attention to detail with unique pieces and expert craftsmanship. So it is up to date with the latest quality management and production techniques because it is that which gives it a competitive edge. So as the business moves into Indonesia, it really wants to try and maintain that effective quality management, and whilst also taking into account environmental sustainability and ethical production. So there's a bit going on there, and when discussing, you've got to really shape that in some way into the answer. So the model answer uses all 3 aspects of quality management in the answer. Students, I think, probably could have got 4 marks if you just discussed 1, but the marking key did mention 3. So in discussing the quality of its operations in the Indonesian market, we're really looking for issues, I suppose. It's probably a little more difficult to provide points for and against in this case. So really we're looking for issues involved in controlling the quality. So you can see there an introductory sentence is always good, and the yellow part is the yellow highlighted part is absolutely we need to define quality management as a concept, and that's straight out of the PowerPoint. Then we really look to the aim. So what are we trying to do for the business here? And really the aim of quality management in this case is to make sure that its reputation for innovatively designed products. So we've got a direct quote from the case study, and then we've explained and discussed, which is the blue part, with reference to all 3 quality management techniques. So QC would be useful because we want to make sure that the furniture meets the specifications. QA would be useful in Indonesia by creating this methodology of being right the first time and systematic approach of preventing issues before they arise. And it could choose a quality improvement method like total quality management. So here, total quality management, if you've done the research and actually learnt, it's a holistic approach to continuous improvement that emphasizes customer satisfaction. So really that's at the core of this business moving into the Indonesian market. In terms of furniture, we really need to make sure that the customers are very happy with what they have purchased. So again, it was a bit of a tricky question asked in a different way. So yeah, that was quality management.